Hello everyone, welcome to the IELTS reading lesson. Today we are going to study IELTS 21 Test 2 Passage 1, Do Animals Dream? This passage has 13 questions in total. The first 5 are table completion questions, and the last 8 are true or false questions. Based on the solving methods, we divide the questions into 3 types: synonym replacement, logical comparison, and keyword location. Knowing the types helps us find answers faster. For completion questions, we use keywords. For true/false, we check if the logic matches. This passage has 10 paragraphs. It is a typical scientific article discussing whether animals dream. From passage 1 to 3, Introduction to Sleep and Dream Research in Humans and Animals. From passage 4 to 5, Discussion on the universality and benefits of dreaming. From passage 6 to 9, Case studies of octopus dreams and future research directions. The heat map shows, completion questions are in passages 1 to 3, and true/false questions are in passages 4 to 9. Next is the note completion for Q1-5. One-word limit, mostly extracted directly from the text. Let's look at question 1. Researchers compared the brain patterns of rats when awake and during REM sleep. The clue words are rats and brain patterns. Go to paragraph 2 and scan for rats and maze. The text directly says researchers compared the brain patterns of rats. The answer word is directly given in the original text. So the answer to question 1 is rats. Let's look at question 2, asks, REM sleep activity was high in brain regions involved in processing what kind of information? The blank comes after processing and before information, so we need an adjective here. Let's go to paragraph 3 and look for descriptions related to REM sleep activity and brain regions. The original text says REM sleep activity was high in brain regions involved in processing visual information. The answer word visual appears directly here. So the answer to question 2 is visual. Let's look at question 3. It asks how much of the brain stays awake when whales and dolphins sleep. The clue words are whales and dolphins and keep awake. Go to paragraph 4 and find whales and dolphins. The text says only half of it, meaning only half of the brain shuts down. This word is directly given in the original text, no replacement needed. So the answer to question 3 is half. Let's look at question 4. Whales and dolphins don't have REM sleep because it makes them more vulnerable to extremes of what? The blank is after extremes of and before more vulnerable, so we need a noun here. Go to the last sentence of paragraph 4, which talks about REM sleep and vulnerability. The original text says animals are more vulnerable to extremes of temperature. The answer word temperature is directly given here. So the answer to question 4 is temperature. Let's look at question 5. Whales and dolphins show no REM sleep, so their dreams may be less vivid. The clue word is less. Before the blank is less, so the answer must be an adjective. Go to paragraph 4 and scan for adjectives near less. The text says, which are less vivid. Vivid is directly given in the original text, no replacement needed. So the answer to question 5 is vivid. Let's look at question 6. The statement says, dreaming about past experiences helps us to create lasting memories of them. Key clue words are, dreaming about past experiences, lasting memories. Locate to paragraph 5. The scanning landmark word is, events are replayed in dreams. The original text says, when events are replayed in dreams, this helps to integrate memories into longer-term storage. The statement says dreaming about past experiences matches the original events are replayed in dreams, lasting memories matches longer-term storage. This is a clear synonym replacement, directly supporting the statement. So the answer to question 6 is true. Let's look at question 7. It is now possible to tell what type of dream a dog is having. Key clue words, possible to tell and dream type. Locate paragraph 6. The scanning landmark words are, internal experience and chasing rabbits. The original text says, we don't know if there is an internal experience of chasing rabbits. The statement says possible to tell, but the passage says we don't know. These directly contradict each other. This is an antonym replacement. So the answer to question 7 is false. Let's look at question 8. David Scheel's documentary was influential on other research into the sleeping patterns of octopuses. Key clue words: David Scheel, documentary, influential, other research. Locate paragraph 7. Look for information about David Scheel and the documentary. The text says, in 2019, while making a documentary, David Scheel housed an octopus in his living room and observed it seeming to dream. The original phrase is while making a documentary. The statement says the documentary was influential on other research, but the text only mentions making the documentary and observing the octopus dream. There is no information about its influence on other research. This is a typical no information case, not a direct contradiction, so it's not false. So the answer to question 8 is not given. Let's look at question 9. While it was asleep, the octopus called Costello reacted as if it was hunting. The key clue word in this statement is hunting. Locate paragraph 8 and look for descriptions related to hunting. The original text uses the phrase as though he were being attacked by a predator. The statement says hunting, but the text says being attacked. This is an opposite meaning. Hunting means actively attacking, while being attacked means being a victim. They are opposite. So the answer to question 9 is false. Let's look at question 10. Scheel believes more research into octopuses' dreams should be carried out. Key clue words: Scheel, more research, dreams. Locate paragraph 8. Scan for landmark words: Scheel, brain imaging. The original text says, he argues that as well as outward behavior, brain imaging is needed. The statement says more research should be carried out. The text says brain imaging is needed. Brain imaging is needed is a paraphrase of more research should be carried out. So the answer to question 10 is true. Let's look at question 11. We may soon be able to share the dreams of other human beings. Key clue words are may soon be able to and share the dreams. Locate paragraph 9. Scanning landmark words are never be able to experience and other humans' dreams. The original text says, we will never be able to experience any animal's dreams. That goes for other humans' dreams too. The statement says, may soon be able to, but the passage says, will never be able to. These directly contradict each other. This is an antonym replacement. So the answer to question 11 is false. Let's look at question 12. Hearing may be an important part of the dreams of some animals. Please pause the video and try it yourself first. Key clue words in this statement: hearing, dreams. Let's locate paragraph 9 and look for descriptions about animal senses and dreams. The original text says, vision is the dominant sense for many humans. Dogs primarily navigate the world using smell while spiders rely much more on vibrations. The passage mentions vision, smell, and vibrations, but does not mention hearing in the context of dreams at all. The concept of hearing in this statement is completely absent from the text, so it is not false, but not given. So the answer to question 12 is not given. Let's look at question 13. The statement says that interest in why humans dream has increased greatly in recent times. The key clue words are interest has increased greatly. Locate paragraph 10. The scanning landmark is true purpose of our own dreams. The text says, better understanding of these purposes might shed light on the true purpose of our own dreams. The original phrase is might shed light on the true purpose. The passage only discusses the possibility of understanding dream purposes. It never mentions whether interest has increased. This is a classic case of making something up. Also, it doesn't say interest hasn't increased, so it's not false. So the answer to question 13 is not given. Now let's summarize the 3 main tricks for doing true-false not given questions. Trick 1, opposite meaning. The question says the opposite of the text. For example, question 7 says rarely dream, but the text says often dream. They are opposite. Trick 2, wrong subject. The question and the text talk about different things. For example, question 9 says all animals, but the text only talks about octopuses. Different subjects. Trick 3, no information. The question's idea is not in the text at all. For example, question 8 says the only reason, but the text never mentions this idea. Remember, true means find synonyms, false means find opposite or wrong subject, and G means find no information. Now let's summarize the important vocabulary from this passage. Synonym pair 1. The question says dreaming about past experiences helps create lasting memories. The text says replaying events in dreams helps integrate memories. Synonym pair 2. The question says Scheel believes more research into octopus dreams is needed. The text says as well as outward behavior, brain imaging is needed. Completion key terms: rats, visual, half, temperature, vivid. These words are found directly in the text. That's all for this intensive reading session. I hope it was helpful.